When a customer signs up for a Cisco Connect Cloud account, personal information is used to establish an account in order to provide customer support. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Consistent with Cisco's practices, Cisco Cloud Connect does not actively track, collect, or store personal info or usage of data for any other purposes, nor is it transmitted to third parties. Yet, they're collecting your data from the router, and it's sending back to you. And it collects both inbound and outbound, by the way. So, I mean, some of the people were concerned about the company accessing their personal information, while others objected to the language that seemed too bare for them from surfing the net. Now, the one thing that's interesting about this, too, is... here's the interesting thing about this. But some users have complained about the switch because the terms of service seems to be... put the customer, pretty much what they're trying, this is actually kind of pretty poor written, this article, but what they're trying to say is that the terms of service pretty much says if you're bringing it in your home and you're plugging it in, you're agreeing to Cisco's terms of service. So apparently you're agreeing to allow them to spy on you, apparently. Kind of interesting. But that was actually one of the biggest hit articles the other day on Wired. But like I said, I think it's a little bit ridiculous that they think it's okay to spy on you. And like I said, they did it without anybody knowing. That's what kind of, I guess, upsets me about everything, the whole situation, is that they did it without people knowing, and I just think that's really, they didn't need to do it without people knowing. The people could have known about it. I just think it's, how many people log into the router every day? Unbelievable. So, that's that as far as Cisco goes. I'm a little upset. Check my router, by the way. It's not. I was kind of paranoid that they were just targeting those two, but apparently my router's okay, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Kind of upsets me that they would even do that behind people's backs. At least if you have to sign up for cloud management, they have your email. They could have sent you an email and said that, hey, we're going to do this on this day and give everybody a chance to opt out of it or something. Kind of depressing. So, I know that our last podcast I had spoken about doing a System Center Configuration Manager 2012 install. We did it, by the way. And I went up on my blog here, and I went ahead as to post all the install guides. So, they're great. They work. My system's running great. Knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood right now. So, like I said, if you want those, they're there for you. Actually, I'm checking. June 19th was our last podcast. So, tomorrow will be a month. So, I apologize for that. Some of the other things too that last podcast I had said I was going to put it up, and I did, was a TuneIn radio app review. Great little app for any of you that like radio up there. It's definitely worth your time. And now I'm just searching through something else I wanted to say too. Oh, and also too, I put up there enabled remote desktop on an EUAG server. I put that up there because there's not really any real good directions out for that right now. So I stuck that up there. And if you guys don't run EUAG, we're running it right now, and it's a good little product. Does its job. Does a really nice job of managing, keeping things secure. Very, very simple for the end user. One thing I like is that there's a couple of options where if a person's logging in from say a company laptop, you can install the tools, which makes it more secure. If they're logging in from a public computer, they'll actually opt them out of it. I'm really impressed by that tool. Again, it's Forefront User Access Gateway 2010. I'm trying to find if there's going to be another version of that coming out, but I have not been able to find it. If anybody has it, feel free to drop me an email. Again, admin@lapantitechnologies.com. But like I said, it was quite a busy week in tech, and like I said, I do apologize for the lag in between our podcasts. I do my best to try not to do that, but it's unfortunate. I'm going to try to do that. I'm trying not to do that anymore. By the way, I just wanted to say one thing. I just noticed something. I was scrolling through the internet here, and I just DropBox users targeted by spam, possible security breach. Apparently, a large number of DropBox users have received spam mail through their emails. Worse yet, even though users who create email addresses have been suffering. Apparently, the people are complaining of spam level. By the way, there was a great piece of spam out there the other day. It actually looks exactly like a UPS label. It says you're getting a package. And I actually know people that actually went to the post office and actually checked, and it's actually a piece of spam. It's actually kind of interesting. It's like a phishing scam. It does you go to the site, put in your username and password for your UPS account, and to cancel the shipment. It's kind of interesting. I'd be curious to see how many people actually do that. I know of 2 people that have actually done it, but we're not gonna name names. So I think that's about it for this podcast. Let me just searching for one more thing. There's a great site I saw the other day. I wanted to share this with everybody. Here it is. There's a great site up there. It's called crashstation.net. It actually gives you everything you would need to know about password hashing. I found it the other day when I was listening to somebody else's podcast. I'm going to say who I listened to. Security Now on Twit. It's a great podcast. As well as I do listen to the actual Twit broadcast. And Ham Nation. I'm actually a ham operator, KB3YUA. One of the reasons why I've been a little busy on the weekends is because I've been helping out with Field Day as well as some other ham events that have been going on, Ham Fest, stuff like that. But like I said, I've been a little busy too. Weddings, anniversaries, birthdays. It's been kind of a busy month actually. I think we're done with family events and all that for a while now. Hope. But like I said, it actually talks about salting, talks about rainbow tables. What's interesting about the site is it's so well put together. If you disable Java in your browser, it still will run. The guy is actually hardcore into security, you can tell. I think he does something with password hashing for a living, but it talks about salting, it talks about all that stuff. It talks about MD5, SHAL, gives you the basics, so about PHP, Java, Ruby, Perl. I mean, it just goes on. I mean, how to store a password, how to validate a password. It just goes on and on and on. And it's a great blog, website blog. I'm not sure what you want to call it. There's actually a button at the top that says, would you like to donate? There's actually a contact us. It's just, I think it's out of Canada because it's Crackstation. The email address is crackstation@defuse.ca. It's really great. Like I said, it's a security awareness project. It's definitely worth going to and reading. Especially, it's everything you ever want to know about password hashing. And it's really great. And like I said, anybody that has to do anything with passwords, I would strongly recommend reading it. I know we all know about hashing and challenge questions, rainbow tables, stuff like that, but this really, really breaks it down really good and is very, very informative. So I recommend everybody taking the time to, anybody that's in security, go ahead and take the time to read that. So, but like I said, I want to thank everybody for joining us on the Lapani Technologies podcast. If you're interested in our company or our services, it's lapanitechnologies.com. Our blog, which is lapanitechnologies.com/blog. Follow me anytime on my Twitter account at LapaniTech and my Skype at LapaniTech. Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you on the next Lapani Technologies podcast. Thank you, and have a nice night.